This is the installation of the Shoei transition visor with PINLOCK. Many of us know the challenges of leaving early in the morning when it's a little bit dark out and soon find ourselves riding and being blinded by the sun. Some people decide they're going to pull over and put sunglasses on. Others keep a tinted visor wrapped around in their jacket or somewhere on the bike. And some of us just work on our Clint squint and use the force while being blinded. I only heard about and was suggested that I try one of these transition visors pretty recently. Auto tinting is nothing new. Decades ago, silver compounds were used in eyeglass lenses to get dark when you're out in natural light, or natural sunlight, I should say. I've been using PINLOCK lenses in my helmets for years now because they really do make a difference in anti-fogging, which is their primary function. So when I ordered the transition visor, I did order it for compatibility with the PINLOCK. They do not come together though. I actually had a little bit of a delay trying to even find one of the visors, and then I had a little bit more of a delay finding the PINLOCK for it. They both come from Shoei. At first, I didn't really understand why, if I ordered the PINLOCK compatible one, wouldn't they just send this with it? When you buy the Shoei X15, you do get the visor on it, and they do send you a PINLOCK lens with it. So maybe the idea is, hey, in theory, I could use this transition visor and pull the old PINLOCK out of the original visor and use it on there. But regardless, this is what I have, so I'm going to go through setting it all up. First thing you want to do is go ahead and open everything. Now everything's going to be clean when you get it, so you can see I'm trying to hold everything by the edges so that I don't get fingerprints all over everywhere. So I pull that out. There's no protective film over the front of this like there was on the original visor when I bought the helmet. So again, I'm just holding by the edges to make sure I don't get fingerprints anywhere on this, especially where I'm putting the PINLOCK down, because if you have fingerprints there, you put the PINLOCK on it, you're going to be looking through fingerprints and you're going to have to take it off again. And I noticed that both Shoei's PINLOCK and visor, even though you'd think it would open up at the top, there's actually an easier way to open at the bottom. So I'm going to pull this whole assembly out. Now when you look at the PINLOCK lens, you can see there's a blue film and a sticker on one side. That is the side facing towards you. So you're not gonna, in other words, when you put it on the visor, you want the sticker out, and that tells you you're gonna pull that blue film out. You can kind of feel gently, there's this silicone bead around the edge. That silicone is gonna act like a seal up against here. So with everything clean, and assuming you haven't fingerprinted anything, all you're going to do is, when you put it in there too, you want the flatter part with a bigger radius to go on the top, and then the smaller radius or more curvy part to go on the bottom. You can also look at the sticker and see, make it basically right side up on this one. So I'm going to put the little notch on the edge in the pin, again without fingerprinting anything. I'm going to kind of bend out the visor and push the notch into the pin there. There we go. Now make sure both of your notches are in the pins. It appears they are. And that'll have a nice tight fit to it. Then you can pull back the blue film here, throw that away, and that part of it is done. Super simple. And now we want to switch the visor with the old one. Do each side. Lift the visor, and remember on the Shoei X15 you've got the little red safety switch. You want to make sure that's out of the way so it's not restricting the trigger. So down is safe. So put it up and then pull the trigger and pop out this side. We'll go over here and do the same thing. We'll go with up, pull the trigger. There we go. There's the old lens, so I'll keep this on the shelf just in case for some reason I find that I don't like this one or whatever. And now I'm going to put the new one on, and I'm going to go in the same way. And you pull the trigger and you line everything up. Hear it snap. Okay. And then I'm going to put my red safety switch back down. And over here, same thing. And pull the safety switch back down. And there we go. So that's the installation. Now I'll try to get some actual footage of what it looks like on different lighting conditions outside, so we can see how much tint is there compared to being just the clear visor like before. It's kind of hard to see, but it's just a touch darker behind the lens. But again, it's pretty gray and overcast here right now. Probably going to rain soon. Here it's a very bright day, and you can really see the difference in the tint here. It's not as dark as a pair of sunglasses, let's say, but it's got definitely a lot of tinting compared to wide open. Let's see where the sun is. You can see quite a bit of difference that way. Out on an actual test ride with the transition visor, I don't think it's quite as dark or, you know, as much tint as a pair of normal sunglasses, the Oakleys or the Ray-Bans I wear, but it definitely gives you a tint, knocks some of that glare out. I mean, you can't, it's probably not a great idea to stare right at the sun, but it really does a nice job of knocking it out without having to screw around with pulling over and changing the visor or putting sunglasses on, worrying about them sweating and fogging up inside your helmet. So overall, very happy with it. Looking forward to doing some more miles with it. If you haven't done so, please click the link below to subscribe, hit the little bell for notifications, and let's live for today.